All right, our coasters are fully cured, and now it's time to take the drips that have dripped off of them while creating them off. So you can pull them off your container that they've been sitting on. So you see how you have to actually pry it up a little bit. That's why I like using the silicone or the liquid latex on these, because it helps to stick them to the container that you're propping them on so that they don't shift and move. The other reason I like that is because we have some cork that comes with these coasters that we're going to put on the back of here once we've gotten the drips off. And if we were to use the finishing wax like I typically like to use on my art, that's going to resist the glue that we're using on, that we're going to use to glue the cork on. And obviously we don't want to resist glue. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just rolling the liquid latex back a little bit. And then I'm going to use my heat gun to just heat this area up a little bit, and it's going to help me remove those drips a little bit easier. There we go. Now, even though our resin is cured, I want to work on a soft surface because I don't want to scratch the surface. You can still, I mean, it's plastic, right? So you can still scratch the surface, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take my heat gun, I'm going to put the narrower tip on it, and I'm going to heat that resin up. Let's see if that's hot enough. So it just picks right off. That silicone just resists it. And you can, I mean, I keep calling it silicone, I mean liquid latex. Now you can see that it's still on here, but it's easy to just pop it off. It does peel right back. And I only work a little section at a time because if I were to heat the entire thing, first of all, it's going to take a lot longer to heat it. Secondly, while I'm working at it, by the time I get, you know, say up to here, these are starting to cool down. So I'm going to have to reheat them anyways. So I work a couple inches at a time. So pick those little bits off. And then there is tiny little bits there, but as we're removing this liquid latex, those peel right off as well. Now, because the coasters are an unfinished wood, taking off the liquid latex, it does make the wood a little bit rough, but because we're putting cork on it, A, it doesn't matter, B, that roughness is going to give the glue that we're sticking the cork on extra traction, extra surface to stick to. So and it really doesn't take much pressure to be pulling these off at all. The thing that takes the most pressure really is rolling this up, which is not a big deal. Last little bit here. A little bit got a bit warm. There we go. So we've got it all taken off and it looks perfect around the edges here. So the next step is to take them off of all the other ones. We want all 4 without the drips. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to let it cook this one, especially this one, cool off a little bit. It's gotten a little bit warm. So while I do the other ones, that is going to, they're all going to get cool off, and then I'll show you how to glue the cork onto the back. All right, our drips are completely off and we're ready to glue our cork onto the backing. Now it does come with adhesive on it, but I never know how strong this adhesive is, so I tend not to trust it to be super strong. So I've got some E6000 glue here. It is perfect for this and it sticks really, really well and it's nice and permanent. You can even use this like to create or to glue jewelry and stuff like that. It can go on all sorts of different surfaces. So I'm going to, these corks are exactly the same diameter as the coaster round, which is perfect. So I'm going to glue this on all 4 and then I sit them face side up to dry because once again I don't want to have them sitting down on anything because I don't want to accidentally scratch the surface, because while it is cured to the touch, it takes 7 days for this particular resin that I am using to completely harden. And even at that, again, it is still plastic. You can scratch the surface. So I want to reduce that possibility as much as possible. So you can see I'm only putting the glue around the outside edges. That's all we need. We don't need it around the center. As long as the outside is completely stuck, the center is good. The other reason why I like to put it down this way as well, especially after I've right after I've put that backing on, is I like to make sure that I don't have any of that backing visible from the front. And I'm squeezing this tube quite hard simply because I've had it for a while, so the glue is thickened a little bit. If you have a fresh tube, you likely won't have to do that. And if by chance you've gotten any little pieces from the resin when you were taking it off on the front, just pick them right off. They don't actually stick to it, but I mean, they stick to it because they like to stick to it, but they'll come right off. All right, there we go. We are gonna let that completely dry. I don't actually know how long. I've just usually left them out for a day. Yeah, 24 hours for curing. And there we go. We'll see you in the next video, and I'll show you the super quick way that I like to clean my resin cups.